Hello and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. I was trying to go live a second ago, got hung up, wouldn't work. These internet platforms do that sometimes. I have two 40% alcohol blended Scotch whiskeys. This is Dewar's age 12 years, the Ancestor. It is produced under a royal warrant for King Charles III of Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland, the Channel Islands, Isle of Man, Bermuda, and other realms and territories around the world. All right. This is a brown glass bottle, which is good because it protects it from the light. Apparently, this was discontinued earlier this year or late last year and replaced with a new 12-year age. They don't make the Ancestor anymore, but I got 40% of the bottle left, so I'm not wasting it. This, if you do find it, it'll run you about $48 for this handle, maybe more, but maybe 48. I got it for $14.99. Incredible price, $14.99. True story. Can't explain it except that I got it. This was also $14.99 Legacy blended Scotch whiskey, introduced in 1962. I don't know when the Dewars was introduced, but their company was founded in 1846. Legacy, no age statement. Bottle at Buffalo Trace for the Sazerac Company, who owns Buffalo Trace. I have never seen this product in my town. I found this in Metairie, Louisiana at Dorgnac's Food Center. I saw it on the west bank of the Mississippi River, also in Jefferson Parish. And it was $7.99 for a glass bottle liter. I wish I'd have bought the glass bottle, but it was too late. Too late. I already bought the handle. Plastic cap, built-in pour like the other one. Beautiful glass, brown. More than likely, if you look for the Ancestor, you'll find it because it was a mass production product. I mean, it wasn't limited, so there would probably be many bottles left over from last year when it was replaced by the new 12-year. Would I like to try the new 12-year? Yeah, I would. Can't say when I will. Got so much blended Scotch in my backlog. So the Dewar's is much darker. Either that's from aging or coloring. This one's very pale, the Legacy. I would like to show you a website for these products, but there is none. There used to be a Dewar's, the Ancestor website, because it was a product, but they had it kind of in the background of their website where you kind of had to go in a back door to find it, but then now they dropped it. I can't find it at all. So it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. All right. Legacy. It's probably one of those like slow selling, inexpensive, inexpensive to produce Scotch whiskeys, contracted out. Stores keep it on the shelves. It trickles out. Availability is sketchy. But like I said, it has been on the market since 1962, and it's always had the same owner. The Sazerac Company of New Orleans, Louisiana, has always been the owner. Now, where was it bottled before 1992? Because in 92 they changed. Let's see, they bought Shenley Distillery, I think, in 1990. Could be wrong, but they changed the name to Buffalo Trace in 92, and so I would imagine it's been bottled there ever since. It's bottled there now. But where was it bottled before? I don't know, because I don't know the whole history of where Sazerac distilleries were. There's a small distillery in New Orleans on Canal Street. It's just a boutique distillery, really, where they do Buffalo Trace rye. But, I mean, they do make it there. All right. Now, they say on the Southern Comfort bottles that Southern Comfort, it says Southern Comfort, New Orleans, Louisiana. But when I called Buffalo Trace, they said, no, we actually make it in Kentucky. But, and I'm thinking on the phone, like, well, why don't you just say made in Kentucky? Why you say New Orleans, Louisiana? because that's where their headquarters is. But it's a little deceptive. It is deceptive, although I know it was developed in New Orleans. All right, anyway, neither one of these were. Well, Legacy may have been at an office somewhere and then contracted out. Now, who produces Legacy? We'll never know. I mean, as far as we know, it could be Dewar's. Could be a contract with Dewar's to do it in a private way, in a secretive way, and bottled in Kentucky for the Sazerac. I don't know about that aroma. This is a lot cleaner. There's no way this could be that. In other words, I think this is Dewar's and I think that is Legacy. I'm pretty sure this is Legacy because I know Dewar's, the Ancestor, age 12 years, it's not going to have this funky kind of caramel candy note. It's got to be Legacy. Yep, got it on aroma only. I got to fix my label. I put it backwards. Oh well, don't need it now. I'll do a new label later today. It's $14.99. Is it worth $14.99? Yeah, it's probably worth that if you get the big bottle, not the small. I've seen the liter. That's the mid-size bottle. That's, like I said, $7.99. Crazy. I wouldn't go tracking it down. You know, I wouldn't be on the search for it, but I mean, it's all right. When I first tried it, I thought it was really good. Then as the air hit it and it breathed, it suffocated. Caramel candy. I don't know. I don't get that. Would I buy it again? I wouldn't buy it again. It's going to take me the rest of my life to drink this bottle. So, yeah. Yikes. All right. Well, I can't say it's bad. I cannot say it's bad. It doesn't taste bad. It's improper. It doesn't taste proper. It's strange to the hilt. I don't know what it's leaving a legacy of non-standard value price Scotch whiskey. Okay, fine. Clean, developed, somewhat complex, intricate, very light, refined. Great. It's $48 at the low end. It's worth it. If you're thinking about buying it, I wouldn't wait around because maybe in a year, within the next 12 months, it probably will dissipate and go away. And you might come and say, oh, I got a 12-year right here. 12 years, a little different label. I'm like, yeah, this is a different product. It's not the same. Okay. I don't know why they wanted to replace it, but they did. And it's not the first time. Now, if you look at the Dewar's website, they're talking about later on, I'm talking about like in the 2007, 2008, we introduced the Dewar's 12-year. But that's not really correct because if you look at old advertisements from the 1930s and 40s, magazine ads, full color ads, 30s and 40s, they show a Dewar's, they show two bottles side by side. The white label, of course, which everybody can see. Everybody gets that. And then the dark label, the 12-year, and it says Dewar's 12-year. Now, they're different ABV. Like the Dewar's was 86.6, and then I think if you look at the old ads, the 12-year is like 90, might be 90 proof, 45%. So it did change, but they can't come along and act like they just introduced a 12-year like within the last 15 years. They might have let it disappear and brought it back, but they had a 12-year. I can prove that. I can prove that without a shadow of a doubt. It's kind of like Seagram's vodka, extra smooth vodka. It'll tell you introduced in 2004 on the trademark. But they've been making Seagram's vodka probably since they had Seagram's in 1859. But they were different. They were different ones. Like there was one for years called Seagram's Imported Vodka, probably from Canada. I don't know that, but that would be the likely source, right? And I know nothing about it because I never bought it. I had no interest in vodka, and I currently have no interest in vodka aside from the mix-up videos. But it was something around for at least most of the time. Okay, you must be off today, says Tab. Well, I'm not at work doing this. You know, when I'm at work, I'm busy like the whole time. I don't like goof around at work. There's no downtime really. In fact, I had to eat lunch standing up yesterday. Eating the Taco Bell double taco standing up. But it was good, but I didn't sit down to eat it. Now, legacy. Hey, man, if you like caramel flavor, go for it. I don't dislike caramel flavor. I don't find it is appropriate for Scotch. I think this and the WD Winn-Dixie liquor Scotch are very similar, if not identical. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. But they're from the same parent company and they're bottled at the same facility, Buffalo Trace, Frankfort, Kentucky. But I mean, to go look for them, nah. It's a situation where it's like, yeah, I got 2 huge bottles. I'll just have to sip them down for the next 20 years and more kind of like tolerate it, you know. I won't hate it. It's not a matter of having to choke it down, which I've had something like that, mostly beer. But it won't be anything I'm looking forward to. I'll just sip it, you know. It's like, yeah, it exists. It exists. But otherwise, I have no interest in it. Do you get what you pay for? That tends to be the case. That tends to be the case, but it's certainly not always the case. But in this $14.99 per huge bottle situation, yeah, it pans out. Now, Dewar's. Perfection. Well, I don't know if it's perfect, but for that, to find the bottle, to find this huge bottle, glass, not plastic, aged 12 years now, for $14.99. That has got to be one of the most amazing discoveries I've ever found. I mean, I can't think of much more than that. I can't understand how the store could sell it for $9.99. I'm sorry, $14.99. I certainly wasn't going to bring it to their attention. They had 3 bottles in the basket, and they were $14.99, and I did not question. I bought it, and then my friend David was like, "You got me a bottle, right?" I was like, "Well, I didn't know if you wanted it. I don't know how you feel about it." He's like, "Are you crazy?" But he drove out here. At the time he lived 20 miles away, almost 21 miles. Yeah, I calculated it once. And he's like, "Man, they got 2 bottles in the basket. Buy the other one." I said, "Nah, because there could be a third person want to buy it. They might enjoy it. I don't want to be greedy. This thing's going to last me for a long time." So I just left it in there. Of course, an hour later, if you see a deal like this and you think about it, you say, "Let me think about it." Well, forget it. You can think about it, but you'll never see it. You can go back an hour later, it's going to be gone. These things will go that fast. I've been through that. I went to Walmart and they had that Hornitos Cristalino. I have to look it up. This is $32.99 at the low end. $32.99 at the low end. 750 milliliter, not just regular size bottle. 100% agave nectar Cristalino. It's kind of like their better tequila. This is a year ago. I'm at Walmart. I'm looking on the shelf. I'm like, I had to take my glasses off because I got to look close. I was like, is this right? This closeout tag. And I was like, they only had a handful of bottles left. $10. $10. I was shocked, stunned. I said, I have to buy it because I know this is no way $10. Well, I got home and did the research. I'm like, oh. So the next day I saw a lady at work, and I know she likes drinking cocktails or what, mostly cocktails, but her mother's from Germany. I said, hey, I don't want to say her name, but I said, hey, I saw this Hornitos Cristalino at Walmart for $10. And she turned and looked at me. She said, $10? I said, yeah, I looked it up online. It's like $38.99 or $32.99. She's like, oh, when I leave here, I'm going right over there and I'm going to buy it. She said, it might be 10 years before I'll crack it open because I got so much tequila. She said, but I said, nah. I said, for that price, the chances are there's none left. She said, I know, but we right there, a quarter mile. She said, I'm going to go see. So she went over there. There was one bottle pushed way to the back of the shelf. She saw it, looked under, she grabbed it. And that was it. You never saw it again. So the point of that whole story is if you see a discount that low and you think about it, that's what you're going to do. Think about it because you're never going to buy the product. You got to buy it right then, right there at that immediate moment, or you can forget it. It's like 4 years ago when they had the James Fox, not a great Canadian whiskey by any means, but, decent, nice. Been on the market 49 years. At Elio's Wine Warehouse for $4.99 a bottle. Kid you not, $4.99 full size bottle. Naturally, I bought one, and my friend David bought one. He didn't like it too much, but he didn't waste it. He's not one to waste liquor. But it might take him 25 years to drink a small bottle if he doesn't like it. But they had a deal. You could buy a case, 12 bottles for $50 even. A case, 12 full-size bottles for $50. He's like, let's buy it. We can split it, which would have been a great deal. 6 bottles of whiskey, full-size bottles of whiskey for $25. I said, yeah, but I told him, what are we going to do with it? He was like, yeah. He said, well, let's wait. So we waited. But of course, in a week, it was all gone. Gone in a flash. I mean, not to mention that the liquor store is across the highway. Like you can walk across the highway. It's dangerous, but if you can wait for the cars to pass, there's a little walkway. But you better be careful. You'll get killed quick. But it's across the highway from Tulane University. And a liquor store across the highway from a university, you know what kind of traffic's coming in there. And for $4.99 a bottle, that was gone in it probably wasn't a week. I say it lasted a week. It probably really didn't last a week. It probably lasted 4 days, but this is a really fantastic whiskey. Now, I don't know if they're using 100 different whiskeys like some of these companies claim. They don't even talk about, or they never did, how many whiskeys. A number. They're Asian. It says an oak cask. Doesn't say where the oak comes from. Is it from France? Is it from Mongolia? Is it from Cambodia? Is it from United States? They don't go into that. But it's really nice. Definitely worth. I'm not saying tracking down like you go on a hunt for it. I wouldn't do all that. But if you run across it and it's a good price, like say $38.99. Oh, well, you'll never see it for that. I meant to say $48.99 or up to $58.99. I would think about that. You might want to pass on that, but maybe a little lower, like down to $48.99, which, like I say, you're never going to see it lower than that. Buy it. Definitely buy it because you're going to love it. Burley Sullivan says, you. Hey, cheers back to you. Well, that brings us to the end. Well, it's a good product. Now, tomorrow night, 7:20 Eastern, And then we're going to convert in 2025. We're going into 7 o'clock Eastern, top of the hour, because the reason I was lagging it down 20 minutes has gone away. So there's no reason to wait 20 minutes, because then I find on Wednesday night, I'm just waiting around like, I wish the 20 minutes would go by. Then I'm like, wait a minute, things have changed. You don't need to wait. And I'm like, yeah, talking to myself, So starting in 2025, it'll be top of the hour, 7 o'clock Eastern, which is a good time. Most people off of work by then. Not all, but most. Many. We're going to do Joker's Wild Wednesday. Joker's Wild Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Any beer, wine, liquor, whiskey, rum, gin, brandy, iced tea, hard iced tea. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I only do it once a month because I got to the point where I couldn't stand it anymore. We used to do Wild Card Wednesday every Wednesday. It was driving me mad, because it was like every Wednesday people were bringing all kind of like off the wall products or just different diffused products, and I would just have to sit there and listen to people talk about beer and wine and liquor that I never heard of. I'm like, I never heard of this, so I couldn't relate to it. It's just like an hour of not. It was like I was making a video and I was watching my own video and I was like, oh, it's driving me nuts, So then I decided always wanted to do that. And I gave into pressure from someone years ago on that. I always wanted to, like in 2013, 14, I wanted to do focused videos every Wednesday. I wanted to do a theme. We need to focus on a certain brand, the best idea, a certain brand of beer, or at least a style like, Imperial Stout, whatever. Okay. And then one of the guys he was like, no, it's too hard to get all that. And well, it's not hard to get it. And I was like, okay, we'll just keep it wild card, which was boring me to death. So I did that till 2021. And then I said in January 2021, I said, I can't stand it. I can't do it anymore. And so then I converted to themes. I said, starting in January, we're doing themes. And then Eric Fraunfelter, he in Massachusetts, he said no, he preferred to do the wild card, which made no difference to me. I said, well, if you could tolerate that, do it. But I didn't know why he wanted to do it the exact same time, which I found was a little odd to do it the exact same time. But I didn't get upset about it. I said, well, really, people could watch one live and then watch the other one later, recorded. That's really not hard to do. So then sometimes it gets so crowded. You got so many people wanting to join. It's almost, in a way, better to have two of them. And then you got half here and half there. It's not so, because it gets really busy. You get more than 5 people, it's like out of control busy. And you can't keep up, and it's mind-boggling. So, so he does that, and I always watch his playbacks. A lot of times they do beers I never heard of. It's not that I never had them. I never even heard of these beers. They got so many oddball beers in the New England states. They talk about them, and they sound good. Of course, I'd like to try them, but I never heard of them. And I'll make comments, always make comments, either, oh, yes, I've had that Smithwick's or whatever, Smithwick's, or no, I never heard of any of these. Okay, so last comments. Tab says, I like a focus on style because some products aren't available in certain regions. Yes, I like the style focus myself. It's kind of like you're narrowing in on a thing like pumpkin beers. Okay, well, it's all made with pumpkin. And then we love the brands. Like if we do Budweiser, well, of course, everybody can get Budweiser unless they're lying. But if you do Old German, I'm looking at a can of Old German that comes out of Pennsylvania. Well, most people can't get that, including myself. That was sent to me. Thank you, Wayne. That was sent to me. But otherwise, I can't get that. But, let's assume that everybody could get it. That would be a very interesting focus video. All right, well, y'all take care. And in a few days, we'll come back with another Whiskey Taste Challenge. And you can watch Legacy get beat so bad, so terribly bad, because it's going up against Buchanan's next, and there's no way. That's another 12-year age. It's an impossibility that Legacy could compete with Buchanan's. And but man, that Buchanan's down to the last 2. servings of it. Oh, what a tragedy, because I'm really going to miss Buchanan's. It's such a wonderful product. But I'm going to buy some more Buchanan's, like the extra age and then the 18-year age, and maybe one day the red cap, which is extremely expensive, but that's $150 or higher. So, oh yes. All right, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.